back. You're with Young Turks Transformers. Now, if you walk through a railway station in this country, you will very often see young children looking helpless and lost. Some of them are runaways, some of them have been abandoned by their parents, but all of them are trying to find a future for themselves within this transport terminal. It was to help children like these that Railway Children, a UK-based organization, began its operations. In India, they've already touched the lives of about 1 lakh children and reunited about 20,000 runaways with their families. Heading the India operations is Mrinalini Rao. Here's the story of Mrinalini and Railway Children. More than 120 lakh children live on the streets of India. Runaways abandoned, often bought for trafficking. Over 1 lakh find shelter in public transit terminals like railway stations. Lost and alone, they succumb to a life of crime and begging, vulnerable to drugs, sexual exploitation and physical abuse. Our change agent's mission was to bring these children's lives back on track. Mrinalini Rao, a trained clinical psychologist, began counselling street children and went on to work with the NGO Sathi to coordinate street youth programs. But still wanting to better the lives of more such kids, she joined Railway Children in 2001. This international development agency, headquartered in UK, works with children at risk at transport terminals. The effort is to get to the stowaways before an abuser does. Once the child's safety is ensured, they're rehabilitated, and the venture has already reunited more than 20,000 children with their families.
We actually reach out to 3 target groups. One group is children who is alone and at risk at transport terminals. The second group are children who are in government-run homes. And the third are children who are in high-risk rural as well as urban areas. So the programs that Railway Children in India run is really one that of program support. We strategically select organizations in different parts of India which are reaching out to the most vulnerable children. We provide funds to them. So our program support component really looks at strategic selection, monitoring the work, evaluating it, making sure that financial management is in place.
In support of Railway Children are 17 voluntary organizations like Siniasha and Bal Prafulta. Railway Children runs its program in 45 locations across 9 states in India. Providing kids with basic amenities like shelter, food, clothing and healthcare, Railway Children has also launched a national training program in 2006 called Ehsaas. An initiative to help rehabilitate street children, Ehsaas uses creative communication tools like art and drama to help children understand their own sexuality and forge healthy, supportive relationships in their lives. Meditation is also used as a tool to deal with trauma faced by these children. But reaching out isn't easy.
The initial challenge is really to get the child to trust us and for the child to recognize that we have the best interests of the child at heart, dialogue with the child, and then for the child to be ready to be on this rehabilitation process. So that takes time, patience, perseverance. At the family level, the challenge is several constraining factors, maybe poverty, maybe second marriage, maybe alcoholism. So several constraining factors which constrain the family from fully embracing the child. At the community level, the challenge is that of stigmatization because a lot of the community members and stakeholders will feel that once a child has run away, he's doomed and that he won't really change. So just as all of us have had the opportunity to change, we need to give children the opportunity too. At the railway station level, the threat or the challenge in the light of terrorism and higher security threats, the challenge that we face in terms of regulation is that a lot of the children are being perceived as criminals, although they certainly are not.
Railway Children has given a new lease of life to over 1 lakh children in India with the assistance of authorities like the Government Railway Police and the Railway Protection Force, who also provide space in some cities to run night shelters. Orientation programs are conducted to sensitize government authorities to the needs of these children. But where do the funds for these programs come from?
We raise funds through several methods. Our first method is that of institutional funding and funding from the government. The second method is that of cause-related marketing. Our third method is through individual donors. And the fourth is through running different adventure sport and several events whereby a lot of people participate. So our revenue model is that of a fairly diversified funding base, and we will continue to diversify even further.
With 4 crore rupees already generated, Railway Children has a 4-year plan to raise funds and reach out to more than 10,000 children annually.
All of us see children on the streets and on railway stations abused and abandoned and exploited. Let's not argue away our empathy. Let's try and reach out to them and focus on what we can do rather than on what we cannot do.
Well, Mrinalini, more power to you and to the Railway Children. Time for us to take a break, but when we return, we travel back in time, not just ordinary style, but like royalty. The story of the Royal Time Machine after the break.